This is my new project. It's a mid-70s SnoJet Astro Jet 295. Well, this is some of it, and this is some of it. Pretty rusty, but I only picked it up for 120 bucks. There's no engine. Right now, I'm looking at the frame. There is quite a few bad spots. Let's be honest. This side around the exhaust pipe has quite a few holes. There was a lot of mud in there, so that whole belly pan will probably need to be replaced. This side of some holes, and this pan back here, that wall is also. So that's, that's going to be the biggest effort from me to try to do to replace all these components, this frame here. I'm not that good at welding thin material yet, so I'll have to get do some practicing. The seat area, which also didn't come with a bench, but that's manageable, it's pretty thin as well. It's okay up here. There are still some rust holes, but I think this could be cut out and replaced as well. The footholds, I don't know what they're called. Those are okay on both sides. I'll have to check the underside. There are these aluminum kind of 90-degree brackets. They're both cracked, but they're just riveted in, so I think I might be able to either get a replacement made, or I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of work. The hood is in terrible shape. Somebody's, bondoed and plumber's putty. It is fiberglass with some metal parts around it. The headlight's missing. There's big holes here. There's no windshield. It's in bad shape, okay? Is it worth it to do this? Well, I've never worked on a snowmobile. I've never had one. I've never been on one. So this is probably as simple as it is going to get for complexity. But this is also probably as bad as it's going to get for restoration or resto modding this SnoJet. I haven't decided how much I want to spend on this. I may be lucky with an engine, and then a lot of this is, maybe there's some metal and stuff, but it's really a lot of labor. We'll see how the track looks. I haven't really had a good look down at the drive system, so let's flip it over and see. Okay, here's the belly. Now, underneath the seat, that's pretty darn rusty. Yep. This track, wear-wise, seems to be nice. It still says SnoJet on it, but there are plenty of cracks along it, and it's very stiff. Now, it hasn't moved for a long time. Again, this is my first sled I'm ever really looking into. Most of the bogie wheels are intact, but they're dry. I'm sure the bearings and things like that will need to replace, but I can manage that. Everything's very rusty in there, but I'll do my best to get it free and see if it's good. I haven't done any research on how to, I don't know, revive an old track, or whatever you want to call it, or if it's okay to just use. Maybe I'll probably just use it and see what happens. Oh, there's the damage. Looks like it's already been fixed once, but that's okay. This will be a test of my welding abilities, and underneath there as well. But again, the skis, they're not terrible, that's for sure. They are rusty, but so that's probably the worst side there. Be nice to have a soda blaster. Okay, the cog wheels, I think that's what they're called. Those look like they're all intact, but I've heard people or seen videos of those exploding because they're so dry. This one back here is pretty nice looking too. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do a little bit of research to see how to get this track system off. But anyway, back here at the tensioner, I suppose, and I probably will need to take this off eventually. So we might as well get those. Just do everything, because it will need to come off at some point. And I think I'll need to flip it for the other side. Here's the other side. Similarly, lube all the things. Probably should do these things too. Skis are in really good condition, but they are missing the shocks. And I suggest all those springs will probably explode at some point. The bushings on them are definitely gone. Okay, so as I said, I really don't know how to take a snowmobile apart. And I'm afraid that when I do take some things apart that are severely corroded, like here, that I might lose the shape that I will need, and sort of having those sort of thoughts, and just don't really know where to start first, because I think I'm going to replace that whole pan, the whole front essentially. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. And I need to get this track off, and I don't really know how to do that. Although I didn't show you the temperature the last time I was in the garage, it was a lot colder than that. So now that it is a little bit warmer, I was able to get a lot more of the debris, old dirt and rust off of those kind of spots down there. They were frozen basically. This one down here underneath the chain case is quite frozen, so I'm going to set this lamp up here to kind of heat that up. Just trying to get as much junk off as possible before I start tearing it down. Okay, I think the first thing that I'm going to remove is the steering. So there's a cotter pin in the bottom. There's this connection point for the heim joints, and then this little bracket here. Take the steering off. I might leave that brace on there, maybe just tighten it up or something, but all right, that's where I'll start for now. I guess I could put this back together. They're very tight, the heim joints. You're going to need to put some lubricant on the heim joints. Once that does spin right at the steering column, if you may, but these outer ones pretty tired. Anyway, I guess I'll take those off, and maybe that ski will pop right out. These don't look like, oh, maybe that one's 15. Yeah, that's a 15. Let's see. Might be able to just pop that down with a hammer. Nope. Let's that came off.
very nicely. Put this bolt back on there. Oh, that's not going to stay. All right, one. Oh, that's quite excellent. I think there's a seal bushing at the top and the bottom. That's excellent. Now the grease is very old, but main thing is that came out wonderfully easy. Why do I keep losing things? I think that one's good. This one's a little difficult. Take that one. And I might need something. Probably should use something gentle, but let's use a screwdriver. Gentle. There we go. That's what should be. Oh, there's lots of grease in there though. There we go. Maybe a little bit on this side. Oh, there goes all the grease. Nice and easy. It's coming out a little crooked. Perfect. I was a little scared, but these bushings are in very good condition. I wish I had the original engine, but obviously there was some problems with it because it's not in here anymore. Ooh, that one is a little bit more rusty. Had a little bit better grab onto these threads, but anyway, teeth, but that's fine. Just gonna see if I can break this bugger off. I probably won't, but I'm gonna put a new one in anyway. Oh, came out anyway. All right. Ooh, I didn't spray these buggers, and they are rusty. I think once, who would put a flathead screw in there? Jeez. It's such a bad. I'll put something at least that can be taken off when it gets rusty. Did I get it? I think I got it. But I'm destroying the threads. Oh, yes. Just a little heat will do it. It's funny, because I've only realized that recently. And I've broken so many bolts off inside outboard engines. And then tried to drill them out and damaged the blocks, or the, I guess, the areas that I'm taking off, which would be like the exhaust cooling section, and then you had water leaking into your engine. I think there might be some debris inside the pipe because I'm getting smoke from different areas that I didn't heat. Plastic? Maybe. All right. Off. Put down there. There's a neat little bump. Just a little bump, I think. Let's see. Ah, excellent. All right, so it is, the steering's completely removed, and as well as the skis. Now I'm gonna start. Let's see. Yeah, I guess we'll open that chain case up there and see what that looks like. Do it again. Hopefully there's not, oh, there's one right there. And none down below. What's this? That's an 11? That's a 12. What's that one? 13. Oh, they came coming very nicely. Yeah. Okay. Just a gentle love here, gentle. Oh yeah, that's coming. Oh! Nice. Oh, oh. Oh, she's broken. Okay. But this is why the track wouldn't move. I think I can manage this. I think I'm just gonna bang it off. Let's see what we can, how much we can do here. Then we'll bang this one up or off. Wicked, wicked. Manageable. Manageable. Yeah. She's a bit rusty. I'm sure I could bring her back to life. Nutter did talk about, yeah, a speedometer cable going into that if possible. All right, we'll just take that off for now. I wonder if there's a nut on the other side. Okay, I did manage to get some stuff off. I got the gear off. The bearing housing seal, I think the bearing is stuck to the shaft or to the housing or something along those lines. I'm not sure. The next one, not sure what I'll do. I'll have to look at the parts diagrams and see what else might be holding it on. I'm sure it's just plenty of corrosion. Here's all the parts that I took off today. There's the rusted chain that is a little cap underneath the gear from the gear case. I have the cover, steering, and the skis off today, which is pretty good progress. I expected as much for the track to be difficult, just watching a few videos, so just take a little bit more time, a little more heat and banging. Yeah, I did mushroom the shaft a little bit. Might not be a little hard to see. I'll clean it up. It's my bad. I was using a puller point to bead on the, which I've damaged as well, to bead on the shaft, because it has a hole in it for that sort of thing, or for pulling, and instead I just beat on the end of the shaft. So that's where we are there. Anyway, yeah. Okay, a couple things have happened. I was able to get the track loose, and basically all the wheels that are touching the track are spinning, and both axles are spinning. So that's a nice sign. I did get this side out. I heated it up with heated the center of it up with excuse me, with the map gas, just to increase the just give us a little bit more wiggle room. So I was able to get that off the bearing there. I'm not sure if the other side came through, but I think the next step would be to get these bogey wheel sets off. So there's 3 bolts there, and then 3 bolts on the other side. Then we can take this back portion off, and hopefully that all will come out nicely somehow. Anyway, let's just take the bogey wheels off. Okay, the bogies came out nice and easy. I had pre-soaked those, and like I said before, the bearings are all good, but a couple of the wheels have cracked rubber. We'll see what I should do about those, and if I can, but that's a later problem. All right, the next thing is the rear tensioner and separation. I'm gonna have to get this bolt and the similar one on the top there. They are quite crusty, but I have sprayed them down. I might just apply some good heat at this point, because just to get that moving. And yeah, and we'll see what happens. Those springs look okay. Yeah. Cool. Let's do it. There's a lot of bubbles coming out. I don't know if it's boiling rubber. You know, I think it's working. I think I need a... There we go. Well, I actually got that. Okay, it's a little bit of a figuring out here. This is the tensioning portion. There'll be a similar one on the other side. Probably should have taken a picture before, but that's okay. I think those two holes, hole, yeah. It's gonna be great. All right. I think we're going to use I guess we can use an impact to try, and then we'll use the air gun if we need. I think I should be able to hold it still without hurting myself. Definitely a big one, a bigger one. Maybe like a 21. Is it a 21? No. Is it a 20 to 22? 22. Oh, okay. I don't think my impact driver is going to do this. But no. Okay. And I don't know if there's something on the other side. So that just means we use the air compressor. There we go. Just need a little bit more power. Oh, and that just came off. That's beautiful. Beautiful, baby. Okay. Yeah. Now what? That big sucker. 17. Nah, 16. 15. 16. And I guess I'll get the inside ones first. So then I can put the snowmobile down. She's pretty small. I'm going to say an 8. That's too small. 9. Could be a 10. It seems really loose. Yes. 11. We'll do it by hand. Oh, that's not a little one. I don't think there's enough room in here. Oh yeah, that one doesn't work anyway. My medium-sized socket wrench doesn't work. It's stuck in Happy Land here. Ooh. I need a really small torque. Thankfully, you're still listening. I forgot what I'm working on. These ones over here. Good. Oh, this harbor's pretty good shape. It's over here for now. This is not an easy task, that's for sure. I don't know why this won't just fall out, but and of course I can't reach that one. Man, I feel like something else should have happened. Like I should be able to get something else out. Just right. So I think the aluminum housing needs to come out this way. I just don't know what I'm going to use to get in that tight spot. I do have some ratcheting. Let's see. I have a 14. Okay. So I got all the bolts out. Now it's hanging on to the axle, of course. So I'm going to hopefully just maybe a couple light taps with the center piece. It's not looking like it's working. Okay, based on what I've seen in the repair manual, this housing here is part of the same piece that goes inside the frame. There's a basically a bearing assembly. So because the shaft is stuck on the bearing, I think if I hit the other side, it might come out this way. So I may need to reattach this to the frame of the snowmobile so then it stays in place. Okay, after some real good struggle, I got everything loose. Here's the track. I did cut one bearing off. It was very stuck, and the inner portion of the bearing is still on there, but the hole through which the bearing went through, well, actually it probably could have gone through there, but I think there was a snap ring around the bearing preventing it from going through that hole unless you took that off. I suppose I probably could have looked at the parts diagram a little bit better. Anyway, track's off, the driven gear's off, the rear axle, or the front axle, the rear axle, skis, bogies. She's done except the hinges for the hood. And maybe the rubber on the sides. Yeah, I guess there's a few more pieces. Tail light, the little whip there.
But anyway, not a lot of parts. Lots to clean up. And I think that's what I'm going to do first is clean up the garage, make some space for all my parts and I can see them better, and I can figure out what I can do, and in the meantime what else I can do. My next step would be to either soda or sandblast this so that I can see exactly where there's good metal and also remove all the rust, and then map out some of the places that are quite bad, such as here, which seems to be that whole front belly. Aside from the steering areas, that's nice and stiff. So if I can keep that intact, then I'll be able to get everything back in place. That foothold there looks like it's already been replaced, or it's reinforced in the first place. But so the front half, yeah, the front half, and then maybe the seat. This is easily doable. Just going to take some time. All right. I think that's all of it for the disassembly. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks. Okay. I got everything nice and cleaned up in here. Well, compared to what it was. We got the frame. We got the hood. We have the gear case and driven pulley, the track tensioners, the front drive shaft, the rear drive shaft, skis, excellent condition. Oh yes, there's that chain that was seized up and broken. Our chain case and steering linkage all look great. There's definitely a lot of surface rust on this steering shaft there. All the bogey wheels, surface rust, but even the springs look like they're in pretty good condition. They are rusted, but you know, it'd be worth trying it out. A couple bogey wheels are cracked. I'll have to look into this being one of those models. Looks like these ones are riveted and replaced. I wonder, and I'll have to figure out how to get them off, if anyway. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah. Speedometer output. Man, there's grease nipples on everything. Grease nipples on all the bogey wheels. This end of the drive shaft. What else? I guess there's none on the skis. You know, these skis, I noticed they do have a location for shocks, but I wasn't really able to locate a spot on the bottom of the frame that you could mount these to. These two holes are where the hinge for the hood sits, but all this is all rust holes. So I'm not sure. I feel like those skis might have been a replacement or something. Maybe they just have the option. But anyway, that's all good. And so the frame, pretty clean at this point. I need to get this rear handlebar off there, which kind of holds this taillight assembly, that flap. Maybe a couple reflectors and snaps. Just trying to remove everything. I'll remove this exhaust shield and those rubber foot grips. Not as easily seen here, but some significantly corroded areas, especially around the exhaust pipe. The seat area, again, it's a little thin. It's I'm thinking it quite a bit of this needs to be replaced, but I think I can manage that one. And a quick look underneath. Definitely a lot of surface rust. The back's fairly rusty. when you get to the front of the machine or the frame, that's where the heavy rust is, the back of that panel there. But again, it's not really perfect right now. Can't get any worse. So I think I can manage to replace everything that needs to be. Now, although this hood is in absolutely terrible condition, it does come with a speedometer and most of the speedometer cable, which I think is damaged. But anyway, switches, the ignition. Let's see, there's a grate there that's supposed to be. There's no headlight, but that's okay. This one is complete as well. And at least the frame area that the headlight goes into, that is complete. But there are quite a few, smashes. Someone hit this. But also what this does have is, from what I can tell, a complete wiring harness, including the voltage regulator, but all connectors. And I'm thinking that this is the harness plug that plugs into the engine, which I don't have, but looking at the variety of wiring diagrams, I think I can make it work. That generally will hook up to, your stator coil. And anyway, so I can make sense of that or make that work. Yeah, I think that's it. So the next step will be to figure out a sandblasting area. I have quite a bit of polyurethane, basically vapor barrier. I have a lot of vapor barrier, so I might make just a little room here, 8x8, and set up a little sandblasting area. And I'll go get a pressure feeder, pressurized tank feeder, I guess you call it, and get some sand media and start blasting. So the next video will be of either. So the next video should be the sandblasting process. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments and see if you like what I've done so far. Thanks very much.